Center of the bedroom, still clasping at her silken bed sheets, sits Chloe Goldstein. Neither her now... Oh, God dang it! They had their theories, but Chloe's positive that none of them were correct, or even close to the truth. What happened was a reminder of the past. She had wanted to escape, but as is possible anymore. And now she can never escape, because Dad and Henry are gone too. Just like Laurent Lenore, far into the mists, never to be seen again. She chews her tongue, gripping her pillowcase like her life depended on it. Her voice comes out in a choked whisper. Sis, Linda, Lauren, Dad, Henry. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. Because of her. They're dead. Mom. Those thoughts scratch at Chloe's heart. She feels a strange urge to vomit. Sadness and fury well up in her stomach. The bedsheets in her fists melt to dust. The flowers on her bedside table wither and die. You aren't the only one who can do this anymore. Show. She had wanted to run away, but she can't run away any longer. And so, slowly, she stands up. Kaysen pushes his way through the trees before he reaches a clearing. The entire place has an air of blissful tranquility about it. Kaysen Voltaire stands at the gates, staring in mild admiration at the well-lacquered wood before taking a step in. Trees, butterflies, birds. The small temple was located beside a creek. Creek? A creek? The heck's a creek? Whatever. And had all of nature's goodies to go along with it. There's no way anyone would have even suspected that this is a base for the most dangerous anti-governmental group in the nation. While he's busy admiring his surroundings, a little girl peers at him curiously from a corner of the garden. Oh look, it's Chun Quinn. Mister, are you alright? Are you lost? No, I found the right place. It's just that it's a lot more beautiful than I thought. I see. And there's nothing to worry about then. There's something mature about the way this girl smiles that makes Kaysen reluctant to refer to her as a little girl. Probably 8 or 9, but she seems more like a young lady. What are you doing here anyway? Me? Nice place, I like it here. What about you, mister? What are you doing here? It's a nice place, I like it here. What are you doing here? Nothing. Nothing much. Just sightseeing, that's all. I see. She looks up at him with those large gray eyes and gives him a nice smile. I have to go now. Bye-bye, mister. See you. Turns back to watch the girl as she leaves. She's taking something out of her backpack. An hourglass, of all things? She holds it delicately, afraid that it will break, afraid of tilting it too much. She observes the running sand for a few seconds before tucking it back neatly out of sight. Then she continues walking, and Kaysen watches her go. She's a sweet girl, isn't she, that Chun Quinn? Oh yeah, Kaysen turns. Before him is a graceful, willowy young girl in ceremonial robes. Neatly leapt auburn hair, golden eyes. She has an aura of majesty and experience about her being. Welcome to the Temple of Holy Light. I am Sister Aurelia, the head priestess. Is there anything you need? That reminds him, he is not here for a prayer guidance. He's here to join the National Liberation Front. With that said, it is best to make his intentions clear. My name is Kaysen Voltaire. I came just as you requested. The fox priestess's expression changes immediately. A lovely tender smile is transformed into a dignified, serious, majestic look. Does anyone know what you're here for? Kaysen tenses. No. Please come in. She takes one look at Kaysen's suspicious expression, and her pursed lips soften. Don't worry, we're not going to get rid of you. You do watch television shows, it seems. A hint of an amused smile flashes across her face. Yes, I do. So please come in. There's something we have to discuss. Journey is silent except for the sound of footsteps. You know, this is supposed to be a friggin' demo. I don't know why. It's been like 3 hours. 3-hour demo. God dang. Leads Kaysen through a few winding passages to a small locked meeting room in the basement. There's a surprising number of people milling about, and I expected this place to be almost deserted. But clearly this isn't the case. A couple of men and women in drab outfits stop for a second to give Aurelia a brief nod or bow, and to eye Kaysen uncertainly before scurrying away. So, Mr. Kaysen Voltaire, is it? Yes. Nice to meet you. My name is Aurelia Primer. There's no need for formalities here, so you can call me Aurelia. I will call you Kaysen. Is that alright with you? Her originally gentle, now rather steely yellow eyes bore into him. He looks away. I don't mind. Please do. Seeps herself across the room and looks back at him with a watchful eye. He stares back at her, unperturbed, waiting for her to speak. Let's get down to business. Well, Mr. Voltaire, it appears that Mr. Coyle called for you, and so I will get him to brief you on his proceedings. Strides to the next room and reappears with a man, a cigarette clamped in his mouth. Kaysen, this is Mr. Coyle. Mr. Coyle, this is Kaysen Voltaire. Nods at the smiling middle-aged man. Despite his benign expression, Simon Coyle is clearly a wary man. His eyes are slightly drooped, and his forehead patched with wrinkles. Kaysen cannot help but feel a little sympathy for his stress. Good day, Mr. Voltaire. Would you prefer me to call you Kaysen? That would be nice if you would. Thank you, Kaysen. First things first, I would like you to meet another new recruit of ours. He's in the midst of recovering from an injury he's recently received, so please don't agitate him. He's not exactly in a very good mood either. No recruit? An injury. Merely nods and allows himself to be escorted into the inner rooms to meet his mysterious new recruit. Upon entering, the cringes creaking eerily, he sees a room littered with bandages and medication. The unexpected pharmaceutical smell assaults him, and he covers his nose. Must be an infirmary. A row of simple white beds are lined up from one side of the room to the other. On a bed to the far end of the room, a young man lies with bandages over his chest. Kaysen, meet Henry. I don't think he's in a position to speak yet, but once he's awake, both of you will be briefed together. In the meantime, you could just make yourself comfortable around here. Until we need you, that is. I understand. Glancing at the sleeping boy, Kaysen nods briefly at him, though knowing he cannot see it right now. What's happening now, Aurelia? She seems slightly dazed. Oh yes, well, you may think it's silly, but we need to have you make an oath that you never betray us and our plans, of course. It's natural. Having direct access to information on National Liberation Front means that Kaysen will get direct access to information he otherwise should not. Please wait for a moment. Gives a small bow and walks off briskly. Drops himself on the nearest chair, listening closely to the mumblings of passing agents from the other side of the room. The door. He cannot quite catch their words, but they seem rather flustered. Could they be preparing for an upcoming mission? Just then, the boy on the sickbed stirs. Where am I? Those pale eyes, the injured stranger, Henry, blinks at Kaysen confused. Eh? His clueless face suggests that he's, well, pretty uninformed. Freaking hell, you're in heaven. You're in heaven. What, for real? Yeah, for real. Because heavens... Oh, god damn it. Why? No way. Henry backs up slightly, wincing at his shoulder injury. Then he points exaggerately at Kaysen. Are you an angel? You don't look like an angel. So what are angels supposed to look like? Big wing things? Then I guess I can't be an angel. Anyway, you're at the you're at the headquarters of the National Liberation Front. Oh. Well, I didn't fall for it. Nope. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. Henry looks down, watching his sheets blankly. He sits like that for a few seconds, opening and closing, blah 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 blah. Because I keep friggin' tapping space by accident. I should just use this friggin' mouse. You know what? Still can't believe what happened. Guess my father was right. I mustn't trust anybody but the family I serve. You're a servant? Henry bites his lip baldly. Yes and no. Not anymore, at least. Poor Mr. Goldstein. If only I didn't let him go in there alone. Didn't know the details, but Henry's beginning to look really distraught. It's not your fault. It is. Poor Mr. Goldstein. Hey, Mr. Goldstein is dead, then what about Chloe? Who's going to take care of Chloe? Calm down, Henry. Turns quiet almost immediately. His hand on his lap and then gingerly touches the bandages over his shoulder. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do now. Henry manages a weak smile. Everything I've ever lived for just disappeared so quickly. I'm not sure what to think anymore. Kaysen pauses for a moment, then speaks. Me too. I've only just joined like you. I have nowhere else to go. Not after what I've done. Stares at him for a while in surprise. He looks like a child with those pale curls and that innocent face. Bites his lip and looks down. I guess we're the same then. Sorry for being so hysterical earlier. You must be even more upset than I am. No, not at all. But I think it's good that you still have someone you want to protect. Well, she's going crazy now. But Mr. Goldstein is dead now. There's nothing I can do about it. Even in the end, I couldn't do anything to help him. I can't say I'm not upset. It's natural to be upset. I guess so. Henry stares into blank space for a moment. Thankfully, he turns the case and manages a grateful smile. Thanks for making me feel better. By the way, your name is? Kaysen Vaultier. I'm Henry Lenore. Just then the door opens wide. Ward opens. In steps. Just then the door to the ward opens. In step Aurelia Primer and Simon Coyle. Aurelia Primer, still dressed in her priest's garb, glances conscientiously around the room with well-practiced eyes. Coyle disposes of his cigarette into the nearby waste paper basket before entering. I see the two of you are getting along fine. Ah, you're the man who served me. Thank you so much, sir. I can't thank you enough. There's no need to thank me. I just happened to be passing through. Narrows her eyes, and Coyle chuckles. He's lying. Henry, we're from the National Liberation Front. I'm sure you probably know that already. The reason why we managed to save you was purely because we were informed of your plans with the Wilshire Corporation that night. How? It was the top secret mission. Sadly, it probably didn't seem so to Wilshire. We didn't know much, but we knew enough to know that Wilshire would be sending men to the Pearsons' estate that night. We're very sorry, Henry. If I had just known more, we'd probably have been able to prevent Mr. Goldstein's tragic death. We had no idea, you see. Henry flusters, clinging onto his bedsheets and forcing a smile. It's not your fault. I'm already very grateful that you put all the effort into saving me. Thank you. I'm forever in your debt. Don't mention it. Mr. Coyle was the one who did your bandages. He used to be a military doctor, you see. Wow, that's impressive. Oh, I wasn't that good, but I'm glad I could help. Mr. Coyle smiles fondly. Henry flushes in delight. Now, Henry, I trust that you're pretty shaken by the whole ordeal. You probably need a while to think. We can't possibly let you go back to the Goldsteins, because the Wilshire Corporation is probably hunting for you now. For your own safety, you have to stay here for the time being. I understand. Thank you. But it's your choice whether you or not you want to join us. You don't have to feel pressure to do so. Well, you've seen what the Wilshire Corporation is like. In particular, Eric Faraday's backstabbing, vengeful, bitter man. You may have thought of us as despicable terrorists thanks to their propaganda, but don't you think we're the ones on the side of justice? After seeing how conniving, evil, and backstabbing he is? You don't have to join us, but we'll gain a valuable helping hand if you do. But of course, you don't have to be pressured to help us. I'd love to join. Please, let me join. Mr. Goldstein was killed by them. The least I can do is to avenge him and protect his daughter, so please. Are you absolutely certain about this? There's no going back. His face is full of determination. I'm certain. Thank you very much, Henry. Averting his eyes, Kaysen cannot help but be quite impressed, a little taken aback by how easily the National Liberation Front managed to sway Henry to their side in a few sentences. Oh yes, I almost forgot. Henry, I am Aurelia Primer from the Temple of Holy Light. Temple of Holy Light, isn't that... Wait, are we at the temple right now? Yes, this is actually our current hideout, of course. You're not allowed to give this information to anyone. We trust you. This is Mr. Simon Coyle, the current leader of our team. With Mr. Kaysen Vautier, a new recruit just like yourself. Will you be briefing us now that we are both here? And that oath too? Ah, thanks for reminding me, Mr. Coyle. Coyle chuckles, viewing Kaysen and Henry with the same watchful eye as his protege. I suppose I should mention something. First things first, Kaysen. Hope you brought everything you'll need, because you'll be staying here for quite a while. You probably won't be able to get back home to Mama for Christmas, given our current mission's plans. Kaysen merely shrugs. Well, I don't expect to go back, not after what I've done. Coyle scratches his cheek with a forefinger. Definitely not, lad. Anyway, normally I'd be the one who would introduce you all, but as luck may have it, I'm already busy with plans. Coyle pats Aurelia on the back. So can you do the honors for today, Aurelia? Aurelia looks quite taken aback by their sudden request, which she probably is not used to. Me? Well, that won't be right. Don't worry, I trust you. Well then, I'll get going now. Coyle smiles frigidly and leaves the room. Aurelia turns to the two of them. So what kind of mission are you guys going on next? I'm not involved on the front lines, actually. I'll be staying behind. But it's an information gathering mission. The two of you won't be involved, of course. But I can't be a decoy or something. That actually worked very well, but out of the human kindness, no. You'd get yourself killed. Aww. And besides, you really need to rest. And me? You have to lay low for a while. Are you kind of wanted right now? Good point. Well, Mr. Coyle told me some things about you. Still don't know the full story, so what exactly did you get yourself into? Such hot water with Wilshire. Kaysen looks away. Well, I made a botched assassination attempt on Eric Faraday. Well, that was brave. Not very well thought out. Well, thanks. Kaysen, why did you do it? Why did I do what? Why did you attack Eric Faraday alone? You got yourself into really deep trouble. Henry's eyes look more concerned than curious. I suppose it must be some kind of revolutionary fanatic. How did you escape unscathed, anyway? Kaysen shrugs. He realizes that the conversation is skirting dangerous territory now. He can't reveal too much. He has to be careful here. It was mostly luck, I think. They got distracted in the panic. think they had to attend to the driver of theirs. Ah, I see. They? Yikes. Thought it was just Eric Faraday and his driver. Well, there was someone else, an assistant, I suppose. Did he see you? What was he like? It was a girl, I think. A girl? That's surprising. As one or two female assistants, but I didn't think he'd bring one with something like that. Something's fishy here. Presses her lips for a while, then sighs. Well, we can't do anything with such little information, though. Kason, if you remember what she's like, you've got to tell me. Anyone whom Eric Faraday trusts enough to attend him on a secret mission like that has got to be important. Yeah. So anyway, Henry groans. Wait, I think I remember something. I'm not sure if this is related, but before Eric Faraday shot me, I think I saw someone suspicious. A suspicious person? Lifting a hand to his head. Yes. I was standing guard outside the Pearson estate, awaiting Mr. Goldstein's orders. All of a sudden, I noticed someone descending from the upper floor windows. It was a girl. I'm not sure who she was, but there was something really strange about her. She didn't look strange, but I don't know. You could sense it. There was something wrong with her. Then after that, Eric Faraday arrived, and well, I was knocked out cold. I'm not sure what happened after that. So you said a girl was at the Pearsons and she left suspiciously on the night of the crime. Yeah. I'm sorry if it really wasn't relevant to what you two were discussing, but I just thought you should know. Couldn't it have just been one of the servants who escaped after Pearson's death? I don't think so. She didn't look scared at all. She was perfectly calm. Now that's strange. Looks away, pretending to be fascinated by a moth flittering around the candlelight. After getting dressed, Chloe steps silently down the spiral staircase. She likes the golden brown theme of the Goldstein estate. It gives off a warm feeling. But today, the house is silent, and not in a good way. Her parents are gone. Henry is gone. Iris and the rest of the servants have been arrested. A few of her relatives remain, but they're simply sitting around, like marionettes with their strings cut. Chloe surveys the peeling orange-brown wallpaper from Lauren Lenore's favorite corner of the room, shaking her head sympathetically. Too bad he's no longer here to fix it. Lauren, her late head servant, and Henry's father have been such a loyal man. He's gone too. Years and years ago. Chloe smiles dryly. People close to her had a tendency to drop like flies. It's almost as if she herself was a jinx. Oh, was it that Heath Pearson said? Bless his soul, that revolting man. Even so, she is to give him credit for just how much he knew. If he were still alive, he'd be a significant threat. Now he's just rotting away in a cave somewhere, metaphorically speaking. She shouldn't care. What did he know? I see. Old Lenore's death was your fault, wasn't it, Chloe? And the death of every last person at Sanchez's home. That was your doing too, was it, Chloe Goldstein? Don't be so hasty now, Chloe. That skill of yours is quite useful, isn't it? But of course, if you try to hurt me again, you won't get out of this alive. Just saying. Behind her, there were enough guns trained on her for her not to try anything funny. This wasn't the first time she felt this weak, this powerless. She hated herself. But my, that was impressive. Scary, too. You're dangerous. I've got to give you some credit for that. That's good, too. Now, won't you please reconsider? You can work with me. It'll be good for both of us. No. Don't be so glum, dear. I need your help, and I'm sure you need mine. I don't need your help. Oh, you don't need my help? Lenore died on your watch. Died in action. Brave, brave man. I'm dropping this case, and you aren't going to persuade me otherwise. It's over. Are you going to let all this work go to waste? A pity. Pulled herself up to her feet, glaring defiantly. Even if I helped you, what can you do for me in return? You don't know who I'm searching for. There's nothing you can do to help me. Nothing at all. He knew the truth. Chloe had tried to run away, but that was no longer possible. She glances at the mirror, then at the crystal chandelier above her head. Playing little rich girl was fun while it lasted. Too bad it has to end. After being led around a few rooms by Aurelia, Kaysen had ended up back in the hallways. And that's all there is to it. Ah, thanks. This place is sure is bigger than I thought. It was created as a bunker during the war a few decades back. The government had it filled, but we managed to get it dug back up again. I don't think anyone knows about its existence anymore, apart from us. Gives him a smile. So anyway, what made you want to join the National Liberation Front? Well, it wasn't as if I had a choice. Wilshire Corporation was after me. So it made you want to defy Wilshire Corporation. He's never actually given Wilshire Corporation a second thought, but Aurelia's question has its merits. A question that he's been asking himself for over a year. Why show Ryland? Even now he can't find a specific reason. No, there are several factors all muddled together. None of them are really anything noble. Well, I suppose it's mostly... Well, let's say that one. I don't have a grudge against Eric Faraday. In fact, I didn't even think twice about his involvement in all of this. Oh, I see. That's strange. Wouldn't you agree that Eric Faraday is a monster? That I don't know enough about to comment on, but there's someone else that I absolutely know must be a monster. Who is that? Someone who works under Eric Faraday, and as far as I know, Faraday wasn't the one who made her into a monster. Who would she be? I'll tell you about it some other day. Alright then. Can we come over here for a second, please? Coming. Well then, I have to go. I get some work done. See you. Try not to get lost or anything. As big a place this is, he probably isn't going to get lost. But he was never a fan of exploring. So Kaysen sits at a table, observing the members' blessing. As far as he knows, he is not required to do anything as of yet. Still, there should be something he can do. Koyo passes by a few times, eventually decides to acknowledge his presence. If it isn't the young lad Kaysen, good day, sir. Did Aurelia tell you something you need to know? Yes, she did. Koyo chuckles, lighting a cigarette. Told you she could do it. I never thought she couldn't. Well, anyway, I'm sorry we can't exactly entertain you right now. We're in the midst of playing an upcoming mission, you see. Oh, Aurelia said something about that. You're not going to be involved in this one, so you can just stay quiet and keep away. You'd be an unnecessary burden otherwise. Wow, thanks. That's nice. Koyo nods at him with a brief smile and taps his cigar into a nearby ashtray. Then he turns and walks off. Just then, a young girl pops by curiously. Are you new here? Yeah. The girl gives him a bright smile. My name is Iris Lenore. I'm Henry's younger sister. I'm Kaysen Voltaire. Ah, so you're the Kaysen Mr. Koyo was talking about. I heard you were in trouble before Mr. Koyo gave you a call. We're the same, I guess. You were in trouble then? Oh, Iris's face pales as her smile drops. We're both servants to the Goldsteins, Henry and I. Well, we were, I guess. Iris hangs her head. It's not as if we have anyone else to serve now. We can't even go back anymore. Why so? What happened? My mistress, Madame Malia, died. I think it was set up by Wilshire Corporation. I'm pretty sure it was. That sounds harsh. Must have been terrible. I think my situation even matches up to yours. Well, you were a lot braver than me. I wish I had the guts to do something. Well, actually, I didn't actually do anything in the end. Are you coming along for the mission? I don't think so. I was never told what's this about. Simon Coyle, the teleporting genius, appears out of nowhere. No, Iris, he's not coming. I love being left out. It feels awesome. But why? We probably need someone like him. Because he's just joined today. We're setting off for the operation tomorrow morning. You've been here for a few days, and even then I didn't want you to come along. But I'm coming along anyway. Yeah, because you insisted. I'd rather not participate in something I'm not completely sure of, so I'll pass. Yes, that's probably a good idea. Oh, I meant to ask. Kaysen, is Henry up? Yeah, he is. He still can't stand, though. I'll go see him straight away. Immediately, Iris bolted down a corridor. She's quite energetic. Well, it's good to be determined. In the midst of their conversation, another patter of footsteps resounds down the hallway. Mr. Coyle! A child in an overlarge shirt bumbles down the corridor, excited. And he holds up a stack of papers, smiling proudly. Will, what are you doing here? I've got all the things you wanted me to copy right here. Do you need anything? Do you need me to do anything else? That's great. Now get me a coffee. Right away, Mr. Coyle. Isn't that exploitation? Not at all. He's a serving boy. It's his job. But he's a child. How did he end up here? Coyle shrugs. I'll tell you. Maybe some other time. Well then, see you. It won't be long before Aurelia finds something for you to do. So you should get some rest while you still can. I'll keep that in mind. Koyo nods and walks off. Just what is this mission about? Everyone seems to be skirting the issue. Kaysen yawns. I have time to think about it later. Alright, this thing dragged on for a while, so I'm gonna call it here, and then I'll continue it later. Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure playing this story game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.